Okay, so you're ready to start your concept map. So when you begin, if you're using MindMeister, you would go to the website and you'll see here that there's an area for you to sign up. So you just click sign up, you sign in your information. I'm already signed in, so you won't have that information. But once you get into the document, you'll see My First Mind Map. And this one will tell you some information about MindMeister, how it works. You have links to tutorial videos here by clicking this arrow. You've got information about shortcuts, about the mobile app. You also have information about how to add icons and other tools. Okay, so they have some of that as part of your mind map. But when you start your own, you'll go ahead and open up a new mind map. And I've already put a theme in this one, but the one when you open it, it will be blank. All right, so if I choose a theme, there's my theme. Okay, and as I start to think, okay, what do I want to know about this semester? I can start adding things. I can either choose to click the tab button or the return button, and it creates a bubble. All right, and so because when I was an undergraduate, I was working on an inpatient psychiatric unit, I might want to start there and just figure out let me figure out something about the setting I'm working in. All right, so a psychiatric inpatient care, understanding what that is. And then you hit enter again, and there goes another bubble. So I want to find out more about the people I'm going to be working with. So I've already got one bubble started for the setting. Let's start another one for the people I'm working with. So the people on this unit are children with severe mental illness, all right, or SMI. And then who there would I be working with? Whose experience am I interested in? And once I started there, but you can start this map before you start there. I saw there were psychiatrists, there were milieu therapists, there were clinical psychologists, there were play therapists, all these people. So I could have chosen a number of people, but I'm going to start here. So before you even begin at your site, you can start identifying some of these themes, some of these things you want to explore in greater depth. Okay, and so I might say I first want to go ahead and look at psychiatric inpatient care, and you can move your bubble wherever you want it. All right, so if you move it here, you say, okay, psychiatric inpatient care, let's think about that. So you push the tab button, and it sets you off to the side, and you might say, okay, who's in psychiatric, or what, thinking about what is going on at psychiatric care. It's a locked facility with youth who have psychiatric and or medical complications, all right? And I might also start to think about what ethics are related. So ethics related to treatment of minors, right? And then I might also start to think about, what are some of the common presenting concerns that bring children into psychiatric care facilities? Okay, and I might say, okay, so let me think here, suicidal behaviors, and this program in particular had a eating disorder unit, and eating disorders. Okay, so that might be my interest area. And as I'm developing this map, I can start to link places and things that are relevant. And so where I did my site, for example, I could say, okay, let me go search up Children's Medical Center Dallas, which is where I did my site. And there's psychiatry inpatient. So I might go ahead and find their website and link that website in my map by copying the link and then going back to my map. Oh, did it not save anything? Oh, there it is. Going back to my map and clicking this little arrow. Let's see here. Click the, oh yeah, there's the arrow. There's a URL. I put the URL there and I just click enter, and there it goes. There's the link. And so all I would have to do is click on this link to be able to follow it. I might also decide to add some notes. Okay, so I click this notes button here. And may choose to add some notes at any time. And I'll show you that in a moment. So we're back over here to psychiatric inpatient care. As I'm starting to think of themes I'm interested in, I should go find articles, right? So go search on PsycInfo, Google Scholar to find articles that are relevant to the topic I'm interested in. So I might think, okay, inpatient care, how effective is it? And I've already done some searches and found some articles here in this folder. And so I might say, okay, here's an article that I found relevant to my topic. I'm going to pull it up, and you can see here that this is an article focused on inpatient treatment in child-adolescent psychiatry, a prospective study of health gain and costs. All right, and so with this topic, I can then start to read and find out more about inpatient treatment. So right here, for example, it says inpatient treatment is associated with successful health gain across a range of diagnoses. I might want to know what those diagnoses are. And so fully reading the article and finding out more about their design, and then also about their findings and how it might impact my perception and understanding of my experience at my site. All right. So there's even a section on clinical and policy implications. And so why does it have an impact, for example? All right, so that's one article. And when I go to add that to my map, my concept map, what's important to know is that with the free version, you can't link articles, but what you can do is you just go ahead and put a tab here. So related to the psychiatric inpatient unit, I can put a tab, and I can go ahead and start typing the APA citation for the article. Do it real fast. Okay, so I added the APA citation, as you can see here, for the article that I just showed you. And to add a reflection, so my summary and reflection on the article, all I have to do is start typing right here. All right, so, oops, my reflection and a summary of the article, and then a reflection. And I type it in here, and then when I click out of it, you can see it will show up in a box right here. And so you can type this in a separate Word document and copy and paste into this little box, this little yellow colored box here, or you can type it as you read the article and you want to reflect on how it specifically applies to your site. All right. I also found another article, as you'll see right here. And let's see here. So this is the don't know how to pronounce the name, but this article was one that I found related to ethical deliberations about involuntary treatment. And when we read one of the articles in our class, it talked about institutionalization and that kind of thing, and that's something else I'll reflect on in another section. But this one was about involuntary treatment. So youth who are there who maybe don't want to be there. This article is with adults, but I thought it was relevant enough to help me explore what is involuntary treatment and what are the ethics around care, and what do psychiatrists think about keeping somebody in a facility when they don't want to be there. Okay, so there's that article, those two articles, and then again I would just write a summary here and a reflection. Okay, also, you are instructed to find current events, videos, things that seem really interesting as you are going about exploring and understanding these topics better. And so it just so happened that recently I heard on the news, and then I also saw in a article online on the Herald, Monterey Herald, that Monterey's Montage Health got a $105 million donation for child and adolescent behavioral health. And so they are going to be starting a psychiatric inpatient unit here in the Monterey area. And so I might want to go ahead and take that link, read the article, and reflect on it in my concept map. Okay, and how do I do that? So I would go ahead and create another area right here, and I might say Monterey News, a donation for behavioral health center and inpatient unit. and then go ahead and start typing information, my reflection here about what I think and why I think it's important. And then also go ahead and click here at the arrow and add that link. Okay, and so once that's done, you'll see both a reflection and a link here next to this current event that I've linked into my concept map. All right, so you can see that there are a few tools as you are creating and exploring these topics in your map. Also, if you so choose, you can decide to add color. Okay, so you could go ahead and make this, change the color of the font. You could go ahead and change the background color if you wanted to. You can also start to add images. So I mentioned that a limitation is that you cannot add the video straight in here or upload images, but what you can do is you have a certain number of web images you can search. You also can browse an image library. And so psychiatric inpatient care, you may choose one of these and you use the selected image and it'll add that in there. You can also choose to include these little smiley face emojis. So there's a lot of different emojis. You just click this link, you see all these emojis. And so common presenting concerns or issues related to health. I don't know which image might be most relevant, but you can choose one of these images and you can have that designated for that area. Okay, so you can play around with the visual appeal of this concept map while you're also exploring and sharing information. I'm going to go ahead and in the next video I'll show you the full map and explain the parts and kind of the process.